Okay, because I was behind on poems at the end of the month, in order to reach the 31 poems in May, I posted 6 poems on May 31st, and I'll start by reading the first one. It is number 3610. It's called Number 20, a thank you note to Jennifer Gray. Jennifer Gray dug up her diaries. They were dusty. They'd been in a crate for some time. She'd written them from when she was 14 until she was 41. She says about dancing that she has a very interesting relationship with it. It's all about connection. You just feel it, she says. And the thing is, if you love to dance, you have to dance. And if you're not a good dancer, it doesn't fucking matter. I think she said fucking. It was bleeped out of her interview on Seth Meyers. Also, she hates the term diarist. It's embarrassing is what she means, I guess, to be dubbed a diarist. To explain, she talks about when she opened that crate and dusted off the diaries to read them for the first time. She had decided she was going to write a memoir. She's a celebrity, so... Of course. They were very musty, she says. She had this surprising realization, as she was reading them, that she was the same person at 14 that she was at 41. It was almost all silly stuff about crushes. She was disappointed. She thought perhaps she'd have matured during that time frame, at least a little. So anyway, she wrote the memoir, which gets good reviews. Quote, "This memoir is one of a kind. It's intimate and honest, candid and raw. Nothing is held back." For example, from Amazon. And so she comes out of her mostly reclusive life. There hasn't been a lot of spotlight since the brouhaha died down from her infamous nose job, which I don't remember because she was never on my radar, to be honest. To do a press junket for the book, and while I was, like I said, never a fan of the big movie she did with Patrick Swayze, to say the least, and with apologies, the big dancing movie for me from that era or so was, of course, Footloose. Just so you know. And by extension of that, I honestly never paid much attention to Jennifer Gray. That is until I realized, quite surprisingly, that she happens to be Joel Gray's daughter. And it is here that I cannot help but add that the guy here with 2 degrees in theater has only seen 1 show on Broadway. And I've always taken great satisfaction and pride in the fact that at that one single show I saw on Broadway, I experienced the wonder of seeing Mr. Gray do a little song and dance number. It was a revival of Chicago, which also starred Lilith from Cheers, I believe. And yes, that number was Mr. Cellophane. And the connection, and that connection of Joel to Jennifer must have only become known to me some 8 or 9 years ago, I suppose. Anyway, so after tonight, I'm a big Jennifer Gray fan because I can totally relate to her. Also, apparently she and Madonna were pals. And in the interview with Myers, she says that Madonna's hit Express Yourself was inspired by Jennifer. So while I don't think Madonna ever wrote a song inspired by me, there is a lot that I have in common with Jennifer Gray. And that's cool enough to give a little shout out if you ask me, which you didn't, but I did anyway.